Hey guys, Taro here, bringing you a 1v1 today. This is from the forward balance patch. Playing for today, spawning in north we have SexPistole as the OKW, and his loadout is Luftwaffe Ground Forces Special Operations. And breakthrough, facing off against him is DonnieChan, Mr. Player Card Please, who is Mobile Assault, Royal Engineers, and Vanguard. These guys are both top 50 players usually, so we just see how they go. Both these guys are very competent players. I believe, if you're not sure what's changed in full balance patch 1.2, rebuff the maxims a little bit, tweak the Jackson again. Jackson, I don't know. I played against it on stream yesterday and did seem a bit overpowered against the Stug. So it's probably going to be looked at again. But yeah, they tweaked the ISG again as well, because the aim is to have the ISG so it's a viable counter to the Maxim, so that the Maxim can be good enough to be with constructing. But then the full-on effect from that is obviously Brits have to be in cover to get their cover bonuses to, have their sections be effective. So will the newly buffed ISG be too good against infantry sections? That's what we're here to try and find out, try and test. But DonnieChan got off to a really just awful start. The engagement in the middle, it's just horrible for him. Still hasn't connected his fuel. He's gone very aggressive onto his opponent's side of the map. He's gone for a UC though. Remember, this is the new and changed Kubel. There's at least armor but more health, so we'll get penetrated a lot more reliably. In fact, I think they halved its armor and added about 30 health, which is what, like 15% more health. So I think overall its durability is probably a bit lower, and if it does take damage, it'll take a long time to repair it, and you can already see that the UC is just ripping it to shreds. And there it goes. And yeah, I think he's right. I think the new the new Kugelwagen probably not worth making, if I'm honest. Maybe they need to make it a little bit faster so it can outrun the universal carrier, I'm not sure. But its performance doesn't seem very strong. Anyway, he's got a machine gun right outside his opponent's base. SexPistole has got a decent chunk of fuel, but I mean, not to the stage where he can tick and get a looks anytime soon, so probably going to see an ISG from him. Probably needs a kit now as well because it's been upgraded with the Vickers, so it's a bit more of a nuisance. He's got two squads coming in on the flank here. Hasn't set his truck up though, so no Faust quite yet. Using the suppressing fire ability here. Gets one of the squads. Squad needs to retreat. He wants to keep it on the field because he's got the medic upgraded on them. He's hoping he can heal them back up, but Supani's in there doing good damage. What else they changed? It's relevant in this. I think they changed stun grenades, so that affects Stern Pioneers. You know, they gain their concussive grenade. I think at Vet 2 or Vet 3. So now only the models that actually get hit by the grenade will get stunned, not the whole squad. So that's a good change. Because we saw in GCS that there was quite a bit of stun grenade spam. Because, you know, they come online very early, they're very cheap. And yeah, I mean, if they can stun every single model, even if they just graze the squad, gives you a pretty big advantage. Kind of similar to infiltration grenades, but okay, well, this first ISG up on the trench. Did they change the trench? I don't think they changed its target size. DonnieChan's trying to make good use of those trenches he's built. Or he's at least attempted to build quite a few of them. So if you're not familiar with the 4 balance patch changes to the infantry support gun, it has much shorter range on auto fire, but its barrage range is still pretty similar to what it was before. Also has smoke shells, which is what you're seeing here. It looks like that doesn't even cost any munitions, which is nice. I believe the US Forces one doesn't cost munitions either. Oh, he hops in, then he has to hop out straight away. In fact, he should just retreat that squad, otherwise he's going to drop models. Just pull back for some healing. In these situations, sometimes you want to think, well, look, I'm going to have to retreat soon. I should upgrade my squad with the medics before they retreat, so it won't interfere with my reinforcement. It doesn't look like he really thought that through. Or maybe forgot to do the upgrade. Or maybe he's feeling like a real renegade. He's going to get those pyrotechnic supplies. Go for anvil. Okay, so Raketin connects with the UC, puts that back for repairs. It seems like SexPistole was kind of stabilized. He was, you know, feeling a lot of pressure from that Vickers in the forward position, but the ISGs helped push all of those British squads back. Seemed to be pretty good against the trench as well. They did I think they changed its damage versus garrisons. They used to have like a really bad garrison multiplier compared to other explosives, the ISG. I think they changed it. So overall its performance is much more similar to the mortar, but with like a longer range barrage, and you can't retreat it in return for that. Oh, speaking of upgrades, we got some for these sections. Is that one? Yeah, he's only got one LMG on that squad so far. There goes another incendiary grenade. Not sure why he just doesn't retreat that squad outright. Well, actually, I mean, I keep thinking about trying to conserve manpower, but look how much manpower DonnieChan is floating right now. What is he doing? I know he doesn't need to build an anti-tank gun because there's no tanks on the field, but surely he could do something with this manpower. Maybe make a squad of infiltration commandos. If your opponent's invested into 2 infantry support guns, it kind of makes sense to make some more squads that are good at firing on the move. So he goes for the cutoff here, but that's not actually the cutoff because he's still connected through the central VP. Some people forget about that. Sometimes the same thing happens on Kolodny Firma as well. People dash in for the cutoff and forget about needing to neutralise the central VP. Those ISGs seem to be doing a really good job repelling DonnieChan. I mean, they don't have many kills, but they're doing a lot of damage. And leading to quite a lot of territory gain here. He's gone for another Raketen. SexPistole going all in on the Raketens. DonnieChan, has ticked, and he's got just about enough. Well, he does have enough for some kind of tank, but maybe he's going to be one of those straight for the comet players. Okay, now he goes. Now he spends some of his manpower. Well, now he spends some of his resources. Makes a mortar pit. Maybe a little bit late. It's not a horrible idea. That's one thing that has changed a lot. They've changed the mechanics of brace, and they've changed the mortar pit a lot as well. I think it's had a similar nerf to its auto fire range, and yeah, it comes. I think it comes cheaper, and then you have to upgrade the second mortar on it. So you don't have to, go all in 400 manpower on something that might get wiped. You just want like a mortar, maybe for tough position, but you think it might get pushed. You don't have to go for the upgrade. It's making it a bit more versatile. But yeah, I think it's also had a nerf to its range on auto fire, similar to the ISG. Looks like it's just in range of that garrison though. Oh, and there goes. Oh no! Standing on top of his own mine as well. This could be the end of the Raketen if he gets a lucky Cromwell shot here. No. All 3 shots missing, and you can see that that's the impact of the firing on the move. Accuracy reduction used to be 0.75, now 0.5. The old Cromwell probably would have wiped that anti-tank gun right there, but not anymore. So yeah, here it is doing its barrage. You can see here's the edge of its auto fire range, and its barrage quite a bit further. Bring his ISG. He's got 3 ISGs. Oh man. Perhaps. I was going to say perhaps he should have gone for the Centaur, but the Centaur's quite slow. It does make it quite hard to use against double ISGs. I mean, double Raketen sometimes. Just can't get out of the way in time once it gets caught out of position. But he brings it in on half health, and it goes down to the double Raketens. want to put forcing back one of the ISGs. The trench is going to be destroyed very soon. Might not even have been worthwhile getting in with his machine gun. Well, we can see the ISGs are doing a pretty good job so far. So, you know, there were a lot of people very concerned about the ISG's performance, but, you know, in that 4v4 game we saw, they performed pretty well. They seem to be doing very well against the Brits here as well. Oh, man! Very risky to be standing on the wrong side of cover against 2 or 3 indirect fire weapons close to point blank range. You kind of had to expect that something like that was going to happen. So SexPistole himself could think about taking now. Picking up those 2 Tommy squads is a big win. These triple ISGs going to town on any trench that gets constructed. See how these are retreating. Will he be able to wipe them? So he's going to be able to clear one of them out. He's got no anti-tank gun or anything to like kill this with though. He's obviously lost his tank, so he can't kill it with that. Is he going for grenade upgrades? Wow. And here come the double Raketans. Trying to open up on the mortar, but maybe he doesn't have line of sight? Oh, he must do. It's just getting flummoxed by the terrain there. He's trying to steal the 2 ISGs. Oh, is he going to lose both these squads? Looks like maybe they're going to get away. No, he's got the Stern Pioneers coming in on the retreat path. Very greedy to try and steal both those ISGs. Will the squads get away? Yes, for some reason he doesn't focus the retreating squads. Could have got 2 easy wipes instead, chasing after the ISGs desperately. Got some commandos deployed though, and they are really helping DonnieChan out a lot. This is what I was calling for earlier. That being said, you know, commandos don't get that much better with veterancy, so getting them out early doesn't really make that big of an impact. You can see plus 25% accuracy, so I mean some of the squads get plus 40% accuracy, so it's not a huge buff to their combat. And then yeah, their Vet 3 is healing while out of combat and smoke when they retreat, so yeah, they don't get way better with veterancy like some other squads, so getting them out early doesn't really matter too much. Did he manage to steal that? No, the ISG did not get stolen. Command Panther got called in at the very expensive cost of 700 manpower, 280 fuel, which is what, like about 60 fuel more than usual, about 150 manpower more. But honestly, you know, probably the right choice. That means that DonnieChan pretty much has to build something like a Firefly or a Comet to counter this, and his fuel has actually been quite poor, so he can't afford to do that right now. He really needs an anti-tank gun. Kind of reminds me of the old days when OKW didn't have Fausts. And that's one of the reasons why they got the flak bases, because, you know, if they didn't have snares to punish vehicles coming in, you know, they'd have the flak bases that could actually deal damage to vehicles. So now Brits in a similar situation without snares, but do not have base defences that can damage vehicles. And OKW still have them after gaining snares. What's he doing here? He hasn't been reinforcing this squad, and he likewise hasn't been building a anti-tank gun. Is he trying to build a Comet? He eventually runs over that mine that we saw him planting before, so he's probably going to push the Panther back. He's actually capped this VP, so he's not suffering a triple cap, but he's got very little map control right now. He is going for the Firefly. Still got 2 Raketans on the field, one of them at Vet 1. What does Vet 1 do? I think they changed Vet 1 on the Raketan. It's camouflage. Movement speed. They removed that. Not sure. Not 100% sure on that though. She's in a very aggressive position here. But yeah, the Brits do seem to have a bit of trouble against the ISG now, and they have traditionally. But you know, their squad's not quite as mobile as some of the other factions. Could go for Sapper spam, of course. Sappers are very good still. And of course commandos are an option. In fact, commandos are pretty much the only thing I use when I play Brits. What else got changed? I think they changed the land mattress, right? I think they nerfed it a little bit. And they also obviously changed cooling costs for the Crocodile, and they reduced the Crocodile's flamethrower damage. Crocodile used to have like 2 flamethrowers, but one of them was like a secret hidden flamethrower. So they removed that. Which overall, and then they integrated a bit more damage into the actual flamethrower, and then overall reduced its flamethrower damage, but they also increased the damage of the main gun from 80 to 120. So it made it a bit better against tanks, but worse against infantry. Which was kind of alright, because it used to be if the Crocodile got in range of your anti-tank gun, it would roast it out in half a second. So that should not happen so much anymore. But likewise, it should be a little bit better at defending itself against, you know, medium tanks flanking it and the like. Keeps trying to make these trenches, but they don't seem to be working out too well for him. He's about to lose another squad.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
Oops. Shot his own base. Firefly can win this one. Not if he keeps hitting his own base though. Oh my god. Doesn't have the munitions for the tulip rockets either. Oh. And that's it. Firefly down. DonnieChan out of this game now, in my opinion. So, I mean, we see ISG is clearly very strong against Brits. I think DonnieChan perhaps didn't go for the best build, played quite carelessly, like, you know, having his two squads on the wrong side of cover, so they're all clumped up at very close to point blank range, with two squads in the retreat path as well. I mean, that could happen to any mortar. Any mortar could wipe squads like that in that situation. Can you rebuild a section? But yeah, I don't know. You know, he didn't make a land mattress, which, you know, may have been a good counter to massive amounts of ISGs. So there's no real reason to go for this commander if he's not going to go for the land mattress. Might have been better served going for, you know, the 5-man commando squads, which are then match up a little bit better against squads like Vet 4, Vet 5 STG Fox. You kind of need that extra man once the Fox get those last two stages of veterancy, otherwise commanders kind of drop off a little bit too much, too reliant on their grenade, which is obviously extremely strong. Perhaps so, just kind of like cancels out, you know, the grenade is slightly overpowered because their guns they don't scale that well with veterancy. And that's, you can see that reflected in their veterancy bonuses, which are, you know, bonuses to grenade throwing range. Finally makes an anti-tank gun. I mean, he managed to steal 2 of the ISGs. But, you know, fortunately it is with the CGs decent at firing on the move, so it's not quite such an issue. But yeah, I mean, we learned a few things. We learned the Kubel. Oh, I don't know. It just doesn't seem that good. Perhaps needs a tweak. I mean, who are you gonna make? Who are you gonna make the Kubel against? If the Brits can make the Universal Carrier, Soviets can make the M3. It will only really make sense against US forces. And it seems like the advantage it gives you is probably not going to be worth it against US forces. Probably not going to give you large enough lead to justify its cost anymore. So yeah, maybe I think maybe a slight speed buff to the Kubel will make sense here, make it better at, you know, reconnaissance and capping to make up for its combat nerf. I mean, we haven't seen any of these ISGs get like insane numbers of kills. I know that they've been decrewed a couple times and stolen and whatnot, but they haven't been getting like crazy wipes. And they've been quite close to the action as well. Now SexPistole may be thinking, well, should I go for the Walking Stuka? Remember, this has been changed. It's been made cheaper, 2 pop cap less, lower fuel cost. But its firepower has also been changed. Actually, I don't think I've seen its new firepower. I heard that in version 1.0 it was still very strong, so they changed it again. But oh, we may see it here. Here it comes, Walking Stuka. I'm looking forward to this. Because, I mean, that was one of the long criticisms of the Walking Stuka. Very hard to afford, you know, 14 supplies sitting in your... and 100 fuel to sit around in your army. Especially when OKW vehicles are so expensive. It really made sense against like people who are spamming support weapons like crazy. Maybe now you can fit it into your army a bit more easily. But we'll have to see if it's worth the cost. Oh, there it goes. Very interesting that he persisted with building sections. I would have thought when facing off against two ISGs he would have gone for more commandos. I mean, they seem to be doing quite well every time he's made them. Here it comes. Jeez. It kills. That was weird. Looks like one of the rockets kind of landed over here, then the other two landed in a line going along this way. Did they make it a bit scatter like widthways? Well, I mean, from that performance we can see that looks alright. Looks like the Walking Stuka is still viable. SexPistole now building the Panzer IV. DonnieChan has enough fuel for a vehicle, he just needs the manpower. We're going to have to go for the Firefly again. Just because he's going to be able to get so many tanks. Whoa, how did the commandos die right there? Did they die to an ISG shell on retreat? What the hell? Oh, that's unfortunate. He did retreat them very late. He tried to throw that grenade out before retreating. Probably cost him a squad there. But yeah, I think overall against a strategy like this, DonnieChan probably should use the Commandos Commander. You know, making use of mortar cover. Is that what it's called? I think so. The 150 munitions ability in Commandos, you know, very strong against team weapons, especially once it can't retreat. They have to soft retreat through it. And you know, having the 5-man Commando squad's probably also very useful against the ISGs, you know, so it's more effective at firing on the move, good at chasing them down, avoiding those ISG shells. So you're having all these Tommies with the LMG upgrades being stationary the whole time. Well, there is the Firefly, so let's see if DonnieChan can do this with one last roll of the dice. Didn't sprint his anti-tank gun up there. Might have been able to get one more shot off if he had. Gonna leave this Firefly back here in base as well. Still has to contend with these double Raketans, both of them Viet 1 now as well. Oh, he's tried to pack up his anti-tank gun and move it. Wasn't going to work when it was point blank against two tanks like that. Bounce. He's trying to retreat it again. I don't think he stands any chance of retreating it. Oh, Firefly misses that shot. Oh, but Panzer IV misses as well. Oh man. And yeah, there we go. GG. So yeah, I mean we've seen the new ISG, and seems to be pretty strong, especially against the Brits. But DonnieChan, I don't think his strategy was very good in response to the ISG spam. So I don't think we can draw any conclusions on whether it's overpowered or not from this game. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.